Hello. In this lesson, we will talk about how to use Westlaw for preemption checking purposes. And in particular, we're going to be focusing on preemption checking if you are writing a comment. Before we get into the substantive part of the presentation, I do want to point out that there is a new landing page for Westlaw and Thomson Reuters content, lawschool.thomsonreuters.com or lawschool.tr.com. You want to bookmark that because this is where you will be able to access all of the TR related products your school subscribes to. In addition, I have recorded this particular lesson, but have recorded and posted several other lessons that may be of interest to you for law review and journal purposes. They are housed on a page called Westlaw Resources under the Law Review Handouts and Recordings heading. And finally, where can I go to get help? Well, I'm going to show you some school-related resources at the end of this lesson, but if you are using Westlaw, keep in mind that you could always scroll to the bottom of the screen where you will find contact information for the reference attorneys. You could call the reference attorneys 24/7 via 800 REF-ATTY or use the live chat feature. Either resource will give you access to bar-admitted attorneys. One of their jobs is to help you with your research. It's free. Feel free to take advantage of that service. Now, preemption checking for a comment is going to be a lot different than preemption checking for a case note. Preemption checking for a comment requires a little bit more in-depth research. So, first step, once you know what issue you would like to write about, sign on to Westlaw, click to the secondary sources section, and in particular, what you will want to do is run this search in the Law Reviews and Journals heading. This will give you full text access to over 800 academic law reviews and journals. Once you are there, keep in mind that there are two search methods available on Westlaw. Relevance ranked search method called West Search and a Boolean search method called terms and connectors. When running a preemption check, you can't use relevance ranked as your search method. Remember, relevance ranked is going to give you the best documents that discuss your issue, not necessarily every document. For preemption check purposes, you have to get every single document that matches your issue, even if it turns out to be irrelevant, even if it mentions your issue once in a footnote, you have to be absolutely sure you haven't been knocked out of the game, so to speak. So my advice here, you could certainly call the reference attorneys if you want to try this on your own and you're comfortable with terms and connectors. You could type the search in this search box at the top, or if you click the advanced link underneath the orange magnifying glass, you can use the template to build your terms and connector search. So theoretically, I would like to write about the concept of whether it is constitutional to include a citizenship or citizen question on the 2020 census. You'll see the search that I have on the screen there is a terms and connector search. Citizen, exclamation point, same sentence, census, same paragraph as the phrase in quotes, Voting Rights Act. You run the search for the first time, and what you will notice is you're going to potentially get a fair number of documents. Don't be alarmed. You can use oftentimes some of these documents for topic development purposes. I got 87 documents. Now these are not listed in reverse chronological order, so that would be the first thing you'd want to do. You'd want to use the sort feature on Westlaw to list these in reverse chronological order. Once you do that, the next step in going through this list as quickly as possible would be to set your list detail to most. Now, when you set your level of detail to most detail, it will give you up to 5 blurbs of where they have discussed your issue. It's a quick way for you to go through a list. I can quickly knock out those that I feel I won't have to worry about for preemption checking purposes, but those that look like I might be infringing upon, I could click and read the document in full text. So the first time you do this, what you want to do, and check with your editors, but generally speaking, you want to go back 7 to 10 years to make sure that you are not writing on the same issue that someone has published already. Now keep in mind, if you find an article where you feel like, oh, geez, I might be infringing upon something that has already been published, you could still write on it if, one, you're going to come to a different conclusion, or two, there have been changes that have occurred in the last 7 to 10 years, and you feel like you need to update. And in a situation like that, you're probably not preempting, but those are always questions for your articles editors. So the first time you do this, it's going to take some time to potentially go through the document, go through the list. But keep in mind that when you are running preemption checks, you don't just do it once and leave it at that. You have to run a preemption check throughout your entire research, development, and writing process. There's nothing worse than running a preemption check at the beginning stages, finding there's been nothing published that directly impacts your ability to write, only to find out 3 months down the road that someone just published and knocked you out of the game. So we've got a real quick and easy solution for you. Once you run your initial preemption check, let Westlaw automatically check each week for you and send you anything new that comes out that could be a potential problem. So once you run your terms and connector search, if you click on the icon that looks like a bell, you can create a West clip. Click on that, and you're going to go through a 5-step wizard. Step 1, you name your West clip. Step 2, you select your content. The next step, you just have to make sure or confirm the email address where you're sending the information to, what format you want, Word, PDF, etc. And here's a tip in this step that I wanted you to be aware of. I always recommend having it email you future documents that only contain pages with your terms. I mean, if next week there's a 200-page law review article that comes out that mentions your issue once in footnotes, do you want the entire text, or do you just want the first page, the title page, along with the page containing the footnotes? It would probably be the latter. So have that selected, and it's just a quicker way for you to go through the results. Once you click continue, it will take you into your alert center, where it will confirm that you have set up a West clip, and it will track that for you every week and let you know of anything new that comes out. I hope this was helpful. If you have additional questions, I just wanted you to be aware of the contacts you could reach out to at your school. Your TR Westlaw contacts are Holly Rush and Ben Everett, the latter of whom is a staff member on the Law Review. And good luck and happy researching.